Yesterday it was raining. The child, whose name is Taya, got inspired and designed their own flower and gave it to me. This also is their spiral here that they gave, and with that I decided to put my macrame flower puff flowers on there. So I am making sure I get my stretches in today. Oh, it's perfect. I got some ice making, I got some food making because I made quinoa earlier and it had too much salt in it. Which is funny because it's kind of rare that happens. I also broke the habit of chewing on ice because the person who took me into their home barely had any teeth left and was always chewing on ice. So I enjoy when it's slushy because I don't have to bite it and harm my teeth. I still have all my teeth. The only things that have happened to my teeth are I was in the system and they'd be like, there's a fictional cavity here, when they was getting money for it. But I was also able to eat sugar, which decays our teeth. We just have cognitive dissonance around it. But they'd be like, there's a cavity in the middle of your teeth where you couldn't see it. And then at one point they said that and they filled the cavity on the opposite side of my mouth, and so I stopped trusting them. But also they'd be like, when the wisdom teeth thing came up, they told me that it would mess up my smile, which yes, it could, if they are not going to come in straight, and if they're not coming through the gums, you should get them removed. But I didn't have that chance, and to lie and be like, it's gonna mess up your teeth. Actually, they're supposed to be there, so how could you just say that when I have perfectly straight teeth? So I wish I would have, I got to experience it for a reason, and my children's teeth won't be being removed just because somebody wants to make some money. Because when I say that they numbed me, and I've had to be over-numbed in my life, so you have to poison my body even more, and I felt them rip out my roots. That was an abusive thing as a child. And I just choose not to abuse any facet of me now. I'm really wondering what these trees are over here. We got new trees. It's possibly a white mulberry. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new baby trees over here, which I think is amazing. Infinite Mommy is amazing, always providing. Infinite Mommy, Earth, Nature. The energy that gives me the ability to breathe. They show me how things grow without poisons and pesticides. And I'm here for it. And they show me how to honor and love and be loved, void of bully abusive narratives, taught dogmas, and multifaceted conditions. And I'm here for it. They show me that just like I'm gentle, I am strong. They show me how to tap in with my innate elemental magic. How I can shift, changing, growing innately with the seasons. eternally blooming with this growth is key for me to thrive in this life. The energies, I know you think you have to, no, I'm going to continually bloom innately with each season. Practicing on it. Being everything that I have been from womb. I let out a hornet out of the store a minute ago. It was very interesting. It was at the door and it was just like, I want out, buzz, buzz, buzz. And I was like, here, I opened the door, you can go. And she wasn't paying attention. I mean, it's an insect. And so I took the bottom of the cup and I was like, she was like, zoom. Very surprised because they love getting in my face out here. And I prefer for them not to be in my face. And so that's why I've been killing the nest. It keeps on perpetually wanting to grow out here. Other than that, I just practice on allowing everything in existence to exist. Just as I should be given the ability to. Without anything seeking me harm just because I breathe. Started the basting stitches for my octa cardigan, and it makes me laugh. I give infinite beings the ability to exist in their free will, and yet if I deem our energy exchange non-reciprocal, I won't be exchanging energy with you. I already knew that I wasn't supposed to be talking to this energy necessarily, but so yeah, I said, I'm making an octa cardigan, and she said, well, whatever the name of it is, it's really simple, octa cardigan, but since you want to be disrespectful, I won't be showing that infinite being anything anymore. I allow people to do exactly what they want to for their existence. I've learned how you choose to speak to and about your facets, and your experience creates matter for you. And if they're not kind to every facet of themselves, there's no way that they can be kind to me as I choose to be kind to me. It'd have been simple to be like, what are you calling it again? Octa. Octopus, octa cardigan. It's really simple, truthfully. So that had me rolling. Beautiful cardigan. And she's there in the sunshade over there. Apologies. He's in the sunshade over there. And that's all I can see is the red, beautiful shape of them sitting on one of those trees. I will get my splits within the next couple of seasons because I choose to be kind to every facet of me and take moments listening to me. So while, yes, I can pay someone, go to school, etc., take a class, blah, 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 I can pull it from my deoxyribonucleic acid with even more ease. And so I pull from my deoxyribonucleic acid with even more ease. This baby TA showed me how they could design And if they really wanted to learn, they'd be like, could you teach me how? And yet the last baby didn't really want to learn, that asked me to show them how to do something. And I don't care to waste my time. And if you can spend 2, 3, 4 hours listening to some music that's not nurturing, you can tap in, look for a simple tutorial that doesn't take that long, see if you resonate with that energy, and remember how to make the flower, if that's what you want to make, you know? But as I was telling them, you know, YouTube tutorial, they kind of zoned out and didn't want to listen, and that's okay. Frequency. But we can learn anything. And then I was like, it's octagons, because I don't care for granny squares. And they were like, so what are you doing with the ovals? Oh my gosh, we can't exchange energy anymore. But also, they felt some type of way because I don't celebrate any holidays. They were like, Happy Easter. I was like, oh, I don't celebrate holidays. But happy celebration to you. They were just like, oh. Yeah, that's not nurturing to me. How I knew first and foremost was that first story about the flood, and then the pastor of the woman who took me in, her daughter, told me when I was a child, when they were teaching me things that were not nourishing to every facet of me, that I was going to hell. Oh, no, you're just talking about yourself. You got 2 fingers pointing external, you got 6 pointing back at you. You're creating that space for you. I know that gods and goddesses exist past the dogmas that you choose to believe in. You be talking about one God and every masculine deity out there, well, most, is the God that you're talking about. When you're saying Father this, Father that, they didn't birth me into this space. How they choose to speak in the perpetuation and how I see the energy that gives me the ability to breathe, which is infinite mommy, earth, nature, the multifaceted creative that's created us all in this space, whom also created the gods and goddesses, which are our deities, is more of a father and a mother than any parent that chose to take me in or chose to birth me and abuse me from womb. And that's fact. And I don't need to believe in things that are not nurturing to every facet of me just because it's normal and romanticized in bully abusive narratives, dogmas, and multifaceted conditionings. When you have the ability to assist your self-healing organism and you refuse to, and you want to look external and be like, so-and-so, can you help me? And all you have to do is tap in with your deoxyribonucleic acid and stop consuming those things that are so delicious. Because, man, now everything that I thought was delicious hasn't ever actually been delicious. Oop, the pecan tree has sprouted. I love watching the trees bloom, how they eternally bloom each season without our assistance. Void chemicals, void perpetuation, because transmutation exists in space. As a child, I would always state I would never have kids. And that pastor person would be like, never say never. No, I meant never, because I could never birth a hooved mammal with my body into this life. I knew on a soul level that that was disrespectful. And while it was possibly a projection, I knew that I would never call my children kids, because a kid is a baby goat, period, point blank. No matter if they've changed the definition now to where it says a small child, and then it says goat. It used to say the other way around. And then it used to say slang. I've watched these words change on Google. I watched androgynous, change from energy that can birth life from itself to changing into a gender role dogmatic definition, and that's why I don't use it. I looked up a couple other words today, like laugh, and the definitions are disgusting. The definition of friend is a mutual bond of affection. We have quadrillions, all of us stating, I don't like this, I don't like that, and by definition that doesn't mean anything. That does not state that you prefer something over the other, or that you do not care for something in any facet in the definition. So I just choose to use nurturing words. We know affirmations exist, so why wouldn't I choose words that are nurturing to every facet of me? And that's so cool. Actually, it's more than cool. If anything, it's hot, because cool is a lukewarm temperature, unfriendly and unkind. It's amazing. And so I just transmuted by saying, yes, it's amazing. Same as if someone attempts to say, which is an unsuccessful try, after you get into that definition, be less you. No, blessings in abundance to your facets also. Oh my gosh, and I would say blessings as, achoo. They say be less you, I say blessings in abundance. And I stopped saying unto you because I looked it up, and that's talking about some Bible crap. Not Bible crap for you, Bible dogmas for me, and I don't do that. So I just shifted that. And it's so easy for me to shift how I speak. I'm so excited to be birthing my creations, making my own music. I can't even use that P word now. I'm producer because that doesn't speak kindness and how I choose to speak about me. And it's a limited definition of what I am, which is eternally more. I'm a one in infinity, infinite being and multifaceted creative who's multidimensional, multilingual. I'm an eternally limitless soul with a self-healing organism that's full of innate magic, creativity, and abundance. Is having this expansive, nurturing human experience. I am not just a human. I never have been. Speak to you and about your facets as you choose. For me, my calm system needs and requires this of me. You speak about your nervous system as you choose. You don't speak for me. And I would never want to speak for you, and I don't negate what you create for your reality. You just don't create for my reality. It's so funny, I'm out here, and I be smelling things sometimes, and it's just, ooh-wee. But right now, somebody has some type of wood burning on their charcoal or grill. And it smells delicious. But like the other day, it was a whole bunch of lighter fluid, and I was like, ooh. And I used to do that. Couldn't get the stuff to light, and it was smelly. So I'm grateful to allow other external infinite beings to exist, to allow people to shame, blame, and guilt themselves far away from my frequency, because I choose love, void, bully, abusive narratives, taught dogmas, and multifaceted conditionings. And it's the complete opposite of that unconditional love, where your mother will feed you, help your body inflame, blame it on you, and then call you a human garbage disposal, fat. Just the things that we put up with are not nurturing to me, and I won't. I will not. You will not speak to me how you speak to and about you. I'm just grateful for all of these experiences. And I have reached, and I don't even do it with a time limit. I just make sure each yay that I choose to invest in every facet of me. And each yay I get gentler and kinder and stronger. What's needed for me and every facet of me and my lineage is key for me thriving. Each one in infinity, infinite beings, void, bully, abusive narratives, carbon copy. Stockholm Syndrome, bully abusive narratives, etc. Right now I have the foster mother refusing to claim me, and I appreciate them. And they'll be like, did you talk to Faith? Which was some part of the biological family whom chose to quit talking to me. Just as she's doing. Makes me laugh. I love it. I thank them for it, though. Thank you for setting me free. I'm going to create all that I've ever imagined. And I don't owe any external energy a thing from me, including the lineages that I came from. I owe me everything. Everything. And thank me for existing. Some of the first habits I remember breaking was the nail biting. There was a child who was put into the foster home whom I got blamed for every foster child leaving, which it didn't have anything to do with me. That was just part of those bully abusive narratives that woman chose. And I got blamed for her leaving her job. But this baby, to where her fingers were round, like this side, but really short. And they would always hurt and they would bleed. And they were taught this. And it was a way that they coped. I was like, I stopped that. So I used to, and it was only just past the white. I would just make the white go away. In season 7, I stopped that. The fat knuckles that you see the extra young infinite beings get when they choose to perpetuate in certain ways and pop their knuckles. Oh, saw that and I was like, heck no, stop popping. Everything. And I've been shedding just like that. 2019, a whole bunch of things before that. 2019, the corn, the cigarette smoking. 2020, the alcoholism. 2024, before that, all the dogmas, and it takes a minute. And 2024, 2025, which April 1st hit 2026 for me. The cannabis consumption, because it's big pharma. When I was 16, I stopped taking big pharmaceutical drugs because I saw how they treated me as a one in infinity infinite being. Anyhow, I love me.